There's a saying in this business. And this is Pregame Discharge, the only video game show that won't fall for it again. There's going to be a live-action Legend of Zelda movie. Now, I know what you're thinking when you hear live-action Zelda movie. You're thinking, God damn, do I want the producer of Morbius to be in charge of this? Well, Miyamoto had the same idea, buddy, and to sweeten the deal, they're bringing on the director of one of the most beloved fantasy series on the planet. That's right, I'm talking about Maze Runner. So is this thing gonna be good? Probably not. But gamers have firmly planted the flag that video game movies don't need to be good as long as the video game characters look like they do in the video game. I refuse to believe the demographic that giddily drooled and moaned as they ravenously slurped out of the shit trough the second the ugly Sonic movie swapped out one 3D model won't just as soon be saying, oh, the critics are wrong about this one if they see that Tom Holland looks okay in the Link costume. Last of Us 2 is getting a remaster for PS5 in January and maybe PC like a year from now, but they're not saying that, I'm saying that. Say what you will about Last of Us 2, but on a technical level, it's probably one of the best looking games ever made. So I don't know how much we needed this. It's also like fucking miserable. I probably appreciated it more than most people, and I never want to fucking play it again. It's like 30 hours of the most depressing shit you'll see in your entire life. But if you have it already, it's only a $10 upgrade, and for what it's worth, it'll feature some bonus content, including cosmetic items, lost levels, and a roguelike survival mode. So, I can't actually say the name of this game on YouTube.
Today's update will allow creators to earn more ad revenue on breastfeeding content, where a child is present in the video, even if the areola is visible.
But it released an extended trailer that showed off a bunch of story and gameplay. Suspiciously absent was any element of the live servicey looter shooter numbers for the sake of numbers stuff that people were railing the game over. I'd like to think that's because they removed it and just want to let the game, you know, be fun. But what's more likely is they're just trying to be sneaky about it and it's still in there and they're just kind of hiding it. See, here at Pregame Discharge, we're kind of like Obama, okay, in several ways, but we talk about hope, and that's about it. That's where it starts and ends. The holidays are right around the corner, and you've got enough on your plate to worry about what's gonna be on your plate, you know what I'm saying? That's why HelloFresh is here to help. HelloFresh delivers exact ingredients and complete recipes for home-cooked meals right to your door, including a variety of recipes that take under 15 minutes, so you can focus on what really matters. HelloFresh also makes a great gift if you want to subtly manipulate your loved ones into cooking delicious meals for you. Or, you know, it could be like a nice bonding activity that you do together, dealer's choice. And if you haven't heard, HelloFresh offers more than just delicious dinners, my friend. They have a variety of selections for fast lunches, snacks, and even breakfasts. In fact, right now, you can get free breakfast for life with code POGRATHFREE at HelloFresh.com. One breakfast item per box while subscription is active. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code with your phone. Blizzard had a BlizzCon where they pretty much just went, more of it. There you go. There's a new Overwatch hero who's basically just Dwayne The Rock Maui. Diablo is having a green expansion. Hearthstone has made the cards slightly bigger, and they're seeing if anyone would notice. World of Warcraft is getting a new expansion, and World of Warcraft Classic is getting a new old expansion. Dude, I don't know. I asked my friend who still plays WoW if it's just gonna loop back around to being World of Warcraft Warcraft Modern, and he was like, dude, I don't know. So, I don't know, dude. Mass Effect 4 did a little teaser for N7 Day. All we got to see was cool helmet guy and a cool jacket, but more significantly, it reminded me that Mass Effect 4 has been announced since last year, and kind of nobody cares. Same with Dragon Age Spreadwolf. It's been there. It's really weird how much the prospect of a new BioWare game used to make everyone pee and squee, and now it's like it doesn't even exist. Not even seeing those weird anti-fans that stick around and bitch about it constantly like Star Wars is God. It kind of seems like total apathy. It's bizarre. Risk of Rain 2 is getting an expansion called Seekers of the Storm, which adds more everything to it. Risk of Rain 2 is probably one of the best I just need something to do with my hands activities since recreational masturbation, and that one's a lot weirder to do in a Discord call with your boys, so I'm pretty stoked to have more of it, even if this teaser doesn't really go into what specifically more of it is. Just a larger variety of stuff popping out of the randomized dopamine boxes is all I need. On a similar note, Vampire Survivors is getting an update that adds an adventure mode. I play Vampire Survivors for the story, not because it's got its hooks in my lizard brain and makes me dance like a puppet, I swear. Every few months, the Morrowind remake mod Skywind pops up to reassure us that it still exists, and it still exists. Same with the Skyblivion mod, which is a full-scale Oblivion remake in Skyrim. They both put out little teasers on Halloween, so either they've got the same social media people or they're being catty. In either case, Skywind is never getting done. But I do have this weird morbid fascination with watching it. It's like watching ants build a city. They'll probably never do it, but you come back every year or two and check on it and you go, whoa, look at all that. That's crazy. Nintendo did an Indie World showcase and no Hollow Knight Silk Song was not there. What was there looked neither terrible nor particularly gripping to me, so it might be up someone's alley, but not mine. Mine has a guy in it that'll stab you. Some highlights you might be interested in were Core Keeper, a co-op game that's one part procedurally generated dungeon crawler, one part Stardew Valley, On Your Tail, a mystery detective game for furries who are probably drawing horrible fan art as we speak, a Highland Song, which is a pretty looking 2.5D exploration game, Blade Chimera, which is a Metroidvania maybe question mark, Moonstone Island, which is described as a
creature collecting, dungeon crawling, deck building life sim.
So basically all my favorites rolled into one?
I wish I could have this guy's enthusiasm. There were a few more, and of course it wouldn't be a Nintendo presentation without a bunch of re-release ports that you probably were like, wait, Braid wasn't on the Switch? Remnant 2 dropped some DLC this month, which adds a new class and a new campaign in that cool Bloodborne looking zone. If you're sleeping on this game, you're some kind of actual idiot. You're dumb, stupid even. AI is coming. Are you? Do you even know what month it is? Good luck with that when you're looking at this. Now let's get one thing out of the way. Where AI is at now, most of its uses are just total dog shit, especially when it's used to replace actual craftsmanship. The Finals, for example, uses AI voice actors for like no reason. It sounds uncanny, and I thought, oh, maybe it generates that dialogue as you play and like says your character name, but no.
If wishes were fishes, there'd be more kingfish in the arena. Only one contestant left for them.
This MP3 file is just in the game, and you'll hear it multiple times, although I still wouldn't be surprised if an AI wrote that in the first place. That said, I think specifically for video games, there might be an interesting use case for it. We've already seen some games and mods take a swing at using AI-generated dialogue to respond to your actions.
But let me assure you that we do not use any animals in our circus that are not treated with the utmost care and respect.
Then you wouldn't have a problem if I questioned one of the lions you tamed, would you?
Be my guest, but I doubt the lion will be able to hold a conversation with you.
It's not perfect, and there's usually a giant awkward pause while it generates a response, but this is something you really couldn't do without AI, unless you recorded and coded for a zillion different scenarios, and let's face it, we can't all be Baldur's Gate. But like it or not, it's coming. Microsoft is working with
In-World AI. I am a robot. My poo-poo is megabytes.
To create AI-powered stories, characters, and quests. Sony has its own AI division, and And Epic Games, I'd assume, is probably working on something too. The one holdout is the Chad Valve, who is banning games with AI-generated content from Steam. I doubt that'll last long, and I don't know if AAA publishers will be held to the same standards so much as lazy AI-generated asset flips are. It's also probably not on principle so much as to cover their ass, since AI art generators are basically just plagiarism machines, and the ESRB can't exactly rate the content of AI-generated media. I don't really have anywhere I was going with this. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how it shakes out. Tekken 8 has been trickling out character reveal trailers. It's been going on for months, and some of them are old characters coming back, but there have been some cool ones, like this cyborg ninja Men in Black looking geezer, girl who hits you really hard whilst being purple, or this dancing lady that you can't hit because she drank too much coffee. She's just a little hyper and kinda random. Is that a freaking llama? Yeah, that just happened. The Steam Deck 2. It's happening, but it's a couple years off. Until then, though, the Steam Deck OLED is a thing you can buy. It's got nearly identical specs to the OG Steam Deck, so don't expect anything too crazy, but it's got some slight improvements, including, of course, an OLED screen, better battery life and thermals, slightly faster RAM, and Wi-Fi 6, which, if you use it to stream from your PC while you're in bed or something, actually might be the biggest thing, honestly. I cover these handheld PCs a lot on this show because I'm actually super invested in this space. PC gaming specifically has been really bad for big, bloated, unoptimized games, and having a nice, affordable baseline like the Steam Deck encourages developers to prioritize stuff like making a good game instead of just having the juiciest, ray traciest graphics. Weirdly enough, iPhone and Mac are starting to enter that space too. Resident Evil 4 Remake and Assassin's Creed Mirage are both modern AAA games coming to the iPhone. There's also a new Sonic game called Sonic Dream Team being developed exclusively for Apple Arcade. I mean, this is nerd shit, but you know how your computer has got x86 and x64? Well, all the new Apple stuff is using something called ARM architecture, which might be the next standard. I'm not sure. But in the Xbox leaks, they were talking about Xbox switching to it, which means, you know, Microsoft, Windows could too. There is a world where you can just install Steam games on your phone. Well, not you, realistically. Kids will. And you'll be like, well, I mean, desktops still have the advantage of, and they'll say, shut up, old man. You're old and straight. They'll call you straight like an insult, like we called shit gay in the mid-2000s. And you'll deserve it, you straggot. There's no news lamer than announcements, but here we are with two of them. Grand Theft Auto 6 will be getting its first trailer next month. This isn't a dumb rumor this time. Rockstar has actually said they were gonna do it, so now you can all shut the hell up. There's also gonna be a big, giant Dragon's Dogma 2 presentation in a few days. We've already kind of seen a lot of this game. At this point, it just seems like they're excitedly info dumping. The last presentation was like 9 minutes and pretty in-depth, so I'm kind of like, hey, you good, homie? Like, the game is done, I get it. Save some shit. You don't gotta tell us everything. I don't gotta know how cut you are, how wide the hole is. Just let me experience you, babe. And of course, on December 7th is the Game Awards. It is an award show, but it usually does come with some trailers and reveals and stuff like that. I'm usually not a big fan of award shows. Yeah, there wasn't more to that. I just don't like them. That said, this has been an amazing ass year for video games, though not necessarily for the people who make them. And Jeff Keighley is finally hitting the gritty in Fortnite. Yes! Fuck! But we'll cover that more in depth next time. Here are the game releases for the month. I'm Lyle Rath, and this has been Pre-Game Discharge. We got lots of cool stuff coming soon, so smash that subscribe and the bell and look your mother straight in the eye and say, I've outgrown you, woman. I won't be your little boy any longer. Even if you're a woman, say that. Say, I won't be your little boy any longer. And then, like, slam the door really hard as you walk out of the room. It's like a funny prank. This is a funny prank to do. Okay, bye.